say no more. See what you think. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Lord of Thunder.
Hey, what's up guys? The Paradox Nerd here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today I'll be reviewing the Hot Toys MMS 445 Gladiator Thor from the Thor Ragnarok movie. And damn, my mouth is Thor from saying all that Thors. So just real quick before I do my review, to be honest guys, I wasn't planning on picking up Gladiator Thor. And the reason why I say that was that I was waiting for Infinity War Thor to come out, and that was probably going to be my only Thor I owned. But after picking up Gladiator Hulk and saw how awesome that figure turned out, I had to pick up Gladiator Thor. And I'm actually glad that I did. I was really surprised in how well he was doing as I scored each category. And I'm telling you guys, this is probably one of the most underrated figures this year. You know, a lot of people are looking forward to Sith Anakin or Anakin. Yondu was definitely up there. You know, Spider-Man. This year is really hurting my pocket in terms of Hot Toys purchases. But as for the movie Thor Ragnarok, it actually surprised me just like this figure did. And I just love the fact that they kind of went in a different direction by trying to make Thor a little bit more, you know, funnier and just a little bit more livelier. The other Thor movies were kind of bland, a little too serious. So just kind of love the fact that they kind of went in that direction. Also, I love the theme colors, the feel of it. It almost felt like an 80s, you know, / retro movie. So which was cool. But you know what, enough of me rambling on and on. Let's just go straight into the review, starting off with the packaging. And wow, I love this packaging. I love the fact that, like I mentioned before in my Gladiator Hulk review, and if you guys haven't seen it, I'll put it right up there, the link for it right up there. I love the fact that they used a cover art for the packaging and not just like a photo out of the movie. Love the theme colors, the theme of the whole packaging itself. Definitely capturing the essence of the movie in this packaging. So here is the front of the packaging. Here's the side of the packaging. Here's the other side of the packaging. And as you can see, the cover art kind of wraps around the side of the packaging, which is pretty cool. Here's the top of the packaging. Here's the back of the packaging, just giving some information and warnings in regards to the figure. Here's inside the packaging, and here's the cast and crew members that were responsible in making this beautiful figure. And right behind the cover slip is the figure itself. Really loving the fact that Hot Toys is moving away from photograph stills and just kind of slapping it on in front of the packaging. Really loving the cover art. I hope that they go in this direction in future figures and not just, you know, cheaping out and just taking a picture and slapping on in the front. But really cool cover art, really cool packaging. That is why I scored it a 10 out of 10. Alright, so let's check out the head sculpt for Thor. And as you can see, Hot Toys did a really good job with the head sculpt. Definitely capturing the likeness of Chris Hemsworth. And also looks a lot better in hand than the pictures and videos you see online. The only negative thing I have to say about the head sculpt is that I just felt that it's not 100% accurate. Yes, they definitely captured the likeness of Chris Hemsworth like I mentioned before, but I just felt that it's like 90% there. Just something off, and I just can't pinpoint of what it is. But alright, I mean, let's just move on and check out the head sculpt. Here's the front of the head sculpt. As you can see, really good sculpting, really good paint application all around. Really loving the short hair version of Thor. Also, I really love the sculpted beard all around his face. Really good job, really good detail on it. Really love the sculpted hair, definitely capturing the hair he had in the movie. As you can see like the little lines are on the side of his head. Here's the back of the head. And here is the other side with those lines. As for the score, I scored it a 9 out of 10. Hot Toys definitely did a great job with the head sculpt, but something is off about it. I just can't pinpoint what it is, but you know, I have to say, overall, I'm really happy in how it turned out. So that is why I scored it a 9 out of 10. So here is all the accessories that come with Thor. And as you can see, damn, this is a lot of accessories. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. All right, let's start off with the mace. As you can see, this mace is really cool. I love the color of it. Really cool paint application all around. Love the weathering, love the battle damage on it. This is the mace that he used against Gladiator Hulk when they fought each other in that arena. I really love that scene. So really cool. Next, I would like to take a closer look at are the daggers he comes with. Loving the colors, loving the paint application all around the daggers. Here's the other one. He also comes with this scabbard where you could actually put the daggers in. And this is very rubbery, and you would put the daggers in just like so. Now there is a magnet on the scabbard, which is actually really cool. You could actually put it in the back of Thor just like that, and it will clip on just like so. And if you try to put the other way, it actually resists and actually kind of like falls. You also get these long swords. And these long swords were used against that battle with Hulk. Again, really cool paint application on the handle, on the blade itself. Really cool detail. Same with the other sword. So here is the helmet that comes with Thor. As you can see, really cool paint application all around the helmet. Loving the blue color. And as you can see, it's a two-piece. So it has the magnet there where you remove the hair piece out, put this part on first, and snap the back into place. Just like so. So really cool. Here is the shield that comes with Thor. Really cool paint application again all around the shield. Really cool weathering, as you can see, all around the shield. Here is where you would put his arm. You would actually take one of the hands and actually have it snap on, and you would slip the arm through there, and just like so. Next up will be the accessories that come with the deluxe version. Let's start off with the Sakaar rifle, and you can see really cool detail on this rifle, kind of all around. As you can see, there's like no weathering, no battle damage on the rifle. Seems to be too clean for a rifle, you know. I'm probably not going to display him with this rifle. I most likely would probably display him with these guys right here. I think these are called the Einherjar swords. Now these are the swords that were kind of at the end of the movie, where Thor was fighting like Hela's army of the dead. They don't show it, but I think he kind of picked off the swords off one of the dead army of the dead soldier. I don't know. As you can see, really cool detail all around the sword. Love the handle of the sword and also the bottom of the handle. So, and here is the short sword that is part of the deluxe version. Love the handle on it. Love all the detail all around his sword. You also get these pins. These are extra pins that kind of hold his robe in place. He already has one on the figure, but these are just extra ones that they give you. Now, on top of the pair of fisted hands that already comes with the figure, you get 3 extra pairs of hands. But let's start off with the pair of fisted hands that come with the figure. Really love the paint that's on top of the armor. So, really cool. seems like the right one doesn't have any paint on it. So here's the next pair of hands that come with the figure. They kind of look like they're force pushing hands. I'm not sure what you would display them as, but really cool that, you know, they added this. So these are the hands that you would use to hold the weapons or the shield. And here are the last pair of hands. Not sure what you would use them for. I guess this would be to kind of hold the rifle. So really cool. You also get this really cool looking base. Has the theme colors from the movie and a nameplate of his name. As for the score for the accessory department, I scored it a 10 out of 10. Hot Toys definitely left no stone unturned by pretty much giving you everything he came across with or had in the movie. They definitely gave you like the daggers, the swords, the awesome shield, the mace. The only thing that maybe we could have done without is maybe the rifle, but to be honest, I'm kind of glad they added that in the deluxe version. This is one of those cases where you definitely have to get the deluxe version just because of the awesome swords that it comes with. But overall, I am extremely happy with the accessory department, and that is why I scored it a 10 out of 10. Alright guys, so let's check out the detail on this figure. And I have to say, this is probably my favorite part of the figure. The reason why I say that is because, man, they did such an awesome job with all the materials used for this figure, the paint application. Let me just stop right there and let me just show you. I mean, let's take a closer look at the armor. I mean, look at the materials that they used on this thing. I mean, really good detail, really good quality material. I love the strap that goes around his chest. Love the pins, the gold pins that kind of hold the robe in place. And the robe, man, it's nice and soft, really good quality materials. Look at the belt that goes all around his back. I mean, I'm telling you guys, this is top quality work. I mean, look at the paint application on his shoulder armor. I love the rubberized armor on the side of his arms. You don't have to worry about the armor rubbing or causing some scratches on the armor. Really loving the fact that they went with rubberized material. Here's the belt that goes around his waist. I'm speechless, guys, with the amount of detail on this figure. Take a closer look at the paint application all around his pants. Loving the paint application and the detail on his leg armor. Here's the back of his boots. As for the detail department, I scored it a perfect 10. Hot Toys definitely did a phenomenal job in this department. The amount of detail on this figure is crazy. From the detail from his armor to the materials used for his cloak. I mean, I am super impressed, and this is probably, like I mentioned before, my favorite part of this figure. Hot Toys definitely knocked it out of the park with this category, and I'm extremely happy in how it turned out. So that is why I scored it a 10 out of 10. Alright, so next up is the articulation. Thor has decent amount of articulation. Unfortunately, this is the department where Thor doesn't excel due to the fact that he does have a lot of armor on him. So let's start off with the head. As you can see, you could turn his head from side to side. Unfortunately, I guess they used a different ball joint on him, so you can't bring his head back. Whoops. So you can't bring his head back, you can't bring his head down, you can only turn it from side to side. So kind of disappointed with that. Next up is the shoulder joints. Pretty decent articulation there. Just be careful when you rotate it around because I'm going to show you this real quick. Mine has been starting to peel under his armpit, and that's due to the fact that I've been kind of like moving his arm forward and back. You know, without being careful. So definitely highly recommend you take your time when you are articulating his shoulder joints right there. So you could move it forward just about like almost 90 degrees. Move it backwards. You could adduct it to the side like that. I would say close to 90 degrees. So, and you could kind of like rotate his shoulder joints around. Next up is the elbow joints. As you can see, pretty decent articulation here. You could bend it just about there. I wouldn't go past that. Also, highly suggest you don't leave his elbow in this position for long periods of time, just because you don't want his arm to start peeling around that area. Same with the other side. I took off the armor, kind of wanted to show you his articulation there. Next up is the wrist joints. Typical Hot Toys wrist joints. You know, rotate it all around, bring it up, bring it down. Next up is the torso. Unfortunately, Hot Toys didn't give you an option to articulate this area. I'm sure they did this on purpose to prevent you from ruining his armor. The hip joints has decent amount of articulation. You could probably bring his hip forward just about 20 degrees. Same with the back, actually probably just about 10. Or if you can go past that, I'll be surprised. You could adduct it a little bit. I would say probably about like 15 degrees. So really poor articulation in the hip joints. Now moving on to the knee joints. Really good articulation in this area. You could get past like 90 degrees. You could see that it's probably double jointed. Now let's move on to the ankle joints. Really decent amount of articulation here. You could bring it forward, bring it back. Pretty good amount of articulation. You could also bring it from side to side. Now as for the articulation department, I scored it a 7.5 out of 10. Really poor articulation, but pretty understandable at the same time, considering he does have a lot of armor. And I'm sure Hot Toys didn't give you an option to be able to articulate his torso, just because they really want to prevent you from ruining his armor. So, but besides that, I'm okay with the articulation. I'm not going to put him in extreme poses. I'm probably just going to put him with his arms down, holding like the two swords, and probably put him right next to the Gladiator Hulk. But besides that, overall, I'm okay with the articulation department, and that is why I scored it a 7.5 out of 10. So here are my final thoughts for Gladiator Thor. He turned out amazing. I am so shocked in how well he turned out. I mean, as I was doing my review and as I was scoring it as I went along, I was really surprised how well he was doing when every time I scored him in different categories. I think overall score, I gave him a 46.5 out of 50, which is a 9.3 out of 10. That is really, really good. The detail on his armor, the quality materials that is used on this figure. I mean, this is just such an underrated figure. Yes, a lot of people say he's good, but damn, when you get him in hand and you open up the box and you just see how much stuff that comes with him, you are just going to be surprised how well he turned out. I mean, I wasn't planning to get a Thor. I was actually going to wait for the Infinity War Thor, but man, I am so glad I picked this up. Alright guys, that wraps up my video. Thank you again in checking out my review for Gladiator Thor. Smash that like button if you like this video. Comments in the comments below. Let me know, did you pick up Gladiator Thor? Were you happy? Were you disappointed? Let me know in the comments below. Also, subscribe if you haven't done so. I got more content coming your way. Especially Sith Anakin by Hot Toys. That should be shipping maybe within the next week or so. So definitely look out for that comparison video between the regular Anakin and Sith Anakin. Alright guys, I just want to leave you guys with this. Doesn't matter what you collect, collecting is collecting. Thank you guys again in watching. I'll see you guys next time.